This is a video on how to use Excel to generate your graphs so that they are well organized and look as good as possible. I went ahead and took the information from problem number 1 in section 3.1 and I set up a table here. It was very easy to do. Just typing in the information. It doesn't have to be centered or anything like that, but I did. I went ahead and put in this column the years from 2009. And I want to go ahead and put a chart in here now. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the data, and I'm doing that by just going into this cell, dragging it down to collect that one. And because the next one that I want is 2 columns over, I'm going to hit the Control key, hold it down, and then grab this other one. And this way I can grab 2 columns that are separated by one or more other columns. And I'm going to let that sit there, and I'm going to click the Insert tab right here, and I want to insert, I'm going over here to charts, I'm going to insert a scatter plot. So I select that guy, and this is the guy that I want right here, and you can see that up pops this this chart, this graph. Now I want to make some changes to this graph. I'm going to go ahead and change the title on here. So I'm going to click on there, and I'm going to highlight that stuff, and I'm going to start typing in what I want. I'm going to say American capital debt, I think is capital debt. Okay, that's what I like. And I'm going to come down here. I want to put a title down here. And so I'm going to come over here where it says Add Chart Element in the upper left corner. And if I click on that, it says Axis Titles. That's the second one down. And so I'm going to look at the primary horizontal, which is right down here. You see that box pops up there. And so I'm going to put in here that this is what I get from my column, years, and I'm going to say year 2009 is my zero, okay. And I'm going to do pretty much the same thing over here, but so I'm going to go back again to the Add Chart Element, Axis Title, and this time I'm going to pick the vertical one, and I'm going to give that a title. I'm going to change that, right, moving that around. I don't know if it's going to type over that or not, so let me go ahead and delete what's in there. Okay, I'm going to put in debt, and I'm going to put in thousands of dollars. Okay, so there are my titles. Now, one of the things that I don't like about this is I don't really need those zeros on there, and so I'm going to left click on there, and then I'm going to right click on there, and I get this little pop-up. I'm going to come down here to where it says Format Axis, and I'm going to left click on that. And when I do that, you can see there's a lot of information that pops up over here. One of the things that I also want to change, I really don't need, I've got a lot of wasted space down here in my graph, and really I'm only interested from what goes on at 30 up. So my minimum over here, I'm going to change to 30. I'm going to put a 30 in there. And there's a place down below. I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to click on number and scroll down some more, and it indicates that right now everything's going out 2 places. Well, I don't need it going out 2 places. I only need it going out 0 places. And when I'm happy with all that, I hit enter, and I'm going to click out here so you can see, look what happened to the numbers, and look what has happened to my data. Looks a little bit different. I don't have all that wasted space down there. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a trend line. So I left click on the data, and then I'm going to right click on the data. I suppose I didn't have to left click first, but it says add trend line, So I'm going to click on there, and I'm going to come over here. Notice that it tries to put a line in there first. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to pick power, and I've got this nice arc on here. Now the last thing that I want to do is I want to extend it this way, and I want to extend it that way, just to make it look a little better. So I'm going to scroll down here and look down here where it says forecast forward, forecast backward. And over here I've got 1 block to go. So I'm going to say forecast forward by 1 block, and I've got 1 block to go on the left, and I'm going to say go back 1 block. And when I hit enter, it gave me an additional point there. I'm going to see if I can bring that out one more time to 2. Maybe it'll give me another addition. Yeah, and sure enough it did. So it's not taking me out to the edge, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know why, but it looks pretty darn good. So I'm going to change this back to 1, and I'm going to call it good.